All right, everybody. We're back. It's a Flooded Talk. Once again, this is actually show number 2. Show number 1 was it's on Twitch if you want to go check it out. It's kind of preserved for posterity. But yeah, I think hopefully we're going to be able to get this one going for you guys. But in any event, more all right.
Whew, the encores are going to start off too slow there, buddy.
Yeah, so hold on 1 second. This is the show, folks. Once again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know, right? You saw that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Okay, so technical difficulties while I straighten out my camera here. And let's see. Here it goes. Bam.
Really is like an arrow to the knee.
Bam. Oh, it's fixed.
Are you sure there, buddy?
Of course. And bam! Oh! There we go. So I should be good now.
As we fumble the baton exchange.
In any event, a Flooded Talk, we're back. I think I'm a little bit laggy, but hopefully it works itself out. But yeah, we're back. This is show number 2. We've got news for you guys as we did last week on the unpublished show. We're going to start off with Game of Thrones news. Game of Thrones was a show that we started this show talking about Game of Thrones for how many years did we do this? I know 4. We started in season 3. We started season 3 and we went all the way to season 8, so 6 years, I guess. 6
Sold the show a couple of years.
Yeah, 6 years talking about a Game of Thrones, and we're gonna.
And here we are today.
Exactly. So, but before we do that, just to get the introductions out the way, once again, my name is Steve. The one thing that I am really excited for is Bernie Sanders. 3 popular vote wins in the first 3 states. Maybe he wins South Carolina, but got to get that guy elected. And I'm drinking some tea.
Well, all right.
All right, Erica, you're next.
Me? Oh,
yes.
Yep.
I am Erica, and thing I'm most excited for is my 3-year anniversary to my wonderful husband is tomorrow.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Love wins.
Oh, yes. All the time. All the time. Jay.
All right, it's Jay, and I'm most excited about or interested in this week watching billionaires get dunked on.
Oh, man. Yeah.
That was...
Yo.
You can tell they're not used to it. Like, did you see the rapid eye blink?
Yeah.
Does not compute.
Yeah. Yeah, man. He, yeah. That debate, that was crazy. Bloomberg was just getting killed by everybody. Although I will say I was annoyed by Pete Buttigieg when, everybody was like taking their shots at Bloomberg, right? Everybody was taking their turns getting a shot in. Then Pete Buttigieg steps up and he decides that, I'm going to attack Bloomberg, but I'm also going to attack Bernie. I'm like, dude, just attack Bloomberg.
Wait. No, like, seriously, I was riding high until you had to bring Petey into this whole thing. Like, he doesn't even... I don't bring him into the equation. Way to throw the wet blanket on this situation, Gad.
Well, yeah. I mean, he wet blanketed that whole gang up on Bloomberg.
No. Like he doesn't count. Like he does not count at all.
You. I understand.
Now I'm lukewarm about it for this week.
Yeah, so we're gonna start out with our Game of Thrones news. So we'll cue that up. All right. So what do we got here? And I'm actually coming off of the phone today, so that makes it a little bit easier to kind of get the news going. All right, so my first piece of news from a Game of Thrones is actually not about a Game of Thrones per se. It's about the show The Witcher. And season 2 is, on the horizon. And, they've added... Season 2 is going to include more Witchers into the storyline. And they've cast some new people to play these new Witchers. One of them is a former Game of Thrones actor. And who is that actor, you might ask? Well, it is Christopher Hivju. And I don't know if you...
The big fuzzy red guy.
Yeah, if you
Tormund.
guys... Yeah, anyone who doesn't remember, Tormund Giantsbane is going to be joining the Witcher cast. And let's see, it says here that he is, it reports that the Game of Thrones actor who played Tormund Giantsbane in the HBO shows is a confirmed member of the season 2 cast.
Is that what it say he's going to be?
Yeah, it says he is, the report says that Hivju will portray Nivaline, or Nivaline, who appeared in Andrei Sapkowski's short story "A Grain of Truth," which is kind of funny because he was in A Game of Thrones and now he's being cast in a he's being cast from a character who was in a story called "A Grain of Truth."
Did you watch The Witcher, Steve?
I watched the first episode.
Oh, okay. And you're watching it, Jay, right? You're currently
already.
Oh, you watched it? Oh, yeah, I watched it too. Yeah. I watched the whole thing. Yeah. But it says he plays doesn't it say he's a cursed man or something with the beat? Isn't that what the article says that you sent, Steve?
Oh,
but
yeah.
It doesn't clarify. That's what I'm trying to figure out. It doesn't clarify if he's just somebody's cursed or if he's the actual Witcher, because some people say witches are cursed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it
says true.
It says that he. Let's see. It says in the original story, Nivaline is a cursed man who has beastly powers and lives in a secluded manor house. Think the beast
that was
from
the
Beauty
part
and the Beast.
that I was looking for. That.
Yeah. So he's playing a guy like the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, according to this article here. It says kind of think like that.
Okay.
Which means he probably is gonna have the same hairstyle and beard and all that crap that he.
He's gonna be the big fuzzy red guy again.
Right. He's gonna probably we're gonna see him on the screen and we're gonna be like, "Hey, Tormund."
I bet he's not all that big in real life. It's just that all those other actors are really short.
Did he survived, right? Game of Thrones, his character. I'm trying to remember, or did he actually?
I do think that he went. Yeah.
Yeah, he went back to the.
Him and John. Yeah, John and they were walking together, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I was so disappointed at the end. I didn't care who lived or died.
Yeah, the end of Game of Thrones was terrible.
I thought it was all right. Just saying.
Yeah. We don't have to go over those roads again. But yeah, so he's going to be joining the Witcher cast. I do need to catch up on that show. I've only watched one episode, but I liked it. The episode was great. So I need to go ahead and finish it up so I can be ready to see Mr. Hivju when he shows up in season 2. All right, so the next story for Game of Thrones is kind of a funny one that I found, and it is 10 people Daenerys Targaryen should have been with other than Jon Snow? So this coming from Screen Rant. And let's see. So we're just going to skip all the preamble and get to the 10. So the number 10 person that Daenerys Targaryen should have been with is Jorah Mormont. And okay, so Daenerys, so obviously we know that Jorah, like, you know, he fell in love with Daenerys, and
I mean, if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah, well, you know, she never returned. She never reciprocated those feelings that Jorah had for her, although she did care deeply for him. Despite being banished twice, Jorah returns to serve as queen. Yeah, and dies defending her during the long night.
They just did Drew Hill's Unsung last night, right?
Oh, yeah, okay.
So somebody sleeping in my bed just keeps playing in my head as you're talking about Jorah, as he got banished twice and came back.
Yeah, banished.
I mean, it was never his bed though. Like he is. When I think of him, I just think pathetic. I'm like, get over it. Like she made it clear from the get go that nothing was going to happen with them. When
I think of him, I think of Martin when he did the stand up when he was when he was talking about the girl with the overprotective boyfriend. He was crazy and deranged. He reminds me of that entire set.
Yeah.
Like everywhere whenever she's having fun, he just shows up in the background just with a sword and shit. Like, goddamn, breathe.
Oh man. Yeah, so they say, anyways, he died defending her during the long night. His fierce loyalty means that Dany would have never had anything to fear. So, you know, I don't know if
except grayscale.
Yeah, I don't I don't know.
Ew.
I don't know if
it's worse than the blue waffle.
Yeah, I don't know if he would have like prevented her from killing, like, or, you know, I don't know if he would have did what Jon Snow did and like kind of like realized that she was like going bad.
He wouldn't have.
Yeah, you think he would have stood by her while she burned up all those innocent people in
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
Okay.
He'd have been happy to be stroking that whatever it takes. So he keep stroking that whatever it takes. Everybody got to die. Y'all got to die. I keep getting that.
All right. Well, that's their number 10. Number 9 is Eerie. So Eerie is one of the Dothraki handmaidens who is given to Daenerys when she marries Khal Drogo, along with Jiqui and Doria. Eerie is a loyal companion to the new Khaleesi until she is murdered in season 2. In the books, Daenerys has a brief sexual encounter with Eerie whilst on board a ship in Astapor. She's still alive in the Song of Ice and Fire book series, and is last seen leaving Meereen with a search party to look for Daenerys after the Targaryen queen flees Daznak's pit atop Drogon. I forgot that the books haven't even dealt with where Daenerys went to.
Nope. George.
So Eerie. So Eerie would have been.
Right.
I mean.
All right. Move on. She's not all that.
Yeah, that's just not even. Right. I don't know who. Why did this person make this list? They should have made it 5 people.
What the list is really saying that there's one common theme in the list. The list is saying, "God damn it, anybody who's not a blood relative."
Yeah, and that's the whole point of the list.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
But this is Westeros, so I mean, that's all fair game. She was gonna marry her brother. Like, she was okay with that.
Her family tree goes straight up. Just no branches.
Yeah. Well,
so who is 8?
Dario Naharis is 8.
Okay, all right.
I can deal with that. Who's number one?
Now I will say that
top three.
We can't jump.
Right.
So Dario, I think he would have completely stood by her no matter what she did over in Westeros.
Yeah, he's a mercenary.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he don't give a shit.
He was.
Yeah.
He was the one person that would have been like, "Oh, burn him, burn him." Number 7 is Missandei, which I don't get at all. I mean, I know that they.
I guess it's just proximity.
Yeah.
Yeah. At this point, proximity crush, and her love life sucks because she, you know what I'm saying. So why not?
Yeah. I mean, and they were
Great Worm got a strong ass tongue because ain't nothing else happening over there, Captain.
That's very true. Although, I guess it would have been. No, I'm not gonna do it. Number 6 is Robb Stark. So now we're in fantasy realm here. So
wait a minute, that's just as bad as damn near Jon Snow. Damn near.
It says here the marriage between the king in the north and the Targaryen queen could have united the forces of Westeros against their common enemy. Robb was at war with the Lannisters until his death and understood the threat Cersei posed. I agree with you, Jay. I think this kind of like is similar to being with Jon, because Jon was essentially crowned the king in the north before him and Daenerys met. So yeah, and he was ostensibly a Stark anyway. So number 5, which I thought was interesting, is Yara Greyjoy. So those two did kind of have a moment together, I guess, on the show.
And these top 3 are.
We're getting there.
Number 4, Gendry Baratheon.
Who?
No, did you say Gendry?
I just didn't hear you.
Gendry Baratheon.
Gendry the bastard. When you said Baratheon, that's what threw me off. I was like, did you say Tommen and I missed it? Like, okay.
Yeah, Gendry Baratheon is number 4. And they're just at this point they're just talking about what the unison between these two houses would be. She did make him a lord of Storm's End when she came over to Westeros, so he would have been a noble. Number 3, which is the most ludicrous, is Jaime Lannister, which would have never happened.
Yeah,
quite frankly, that just
because they're not blood relatives.
Yeah. well, then by that
it works both ways.
By that account, none of these would have happened except Jon Snow.
It's like, yeah.
Westeros is a really creepy place.
Yeah, of course. Oh, here's an interesting one. Number 2, Hizdahr Lorak. That chump.
That idea was actually floated. So,
yes.
right?
Well, it happened for a hot second.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember, they kind of made you think that Hizdahr was behind the Sons of the Harpies thing until he got murdered. He was like, Daenerys, this way! And then the Son of the Harpy just comes out the woodwork and just stabs dude. And they were like, oh, I guess we can't go that way.
And number 1.
Yo, number 1 is the most...
It's Theon.
It's not Theon. It's not.
That's just as bad as Grey Worm.
It's not Theon. As a matter of fact, when I got to 1, I was like, is this article trolling? So number 1 is the Prince of Dorne.
So basically, the whole gist of this is anybody who doesn't have a direct DNA link to her, basically. Just whoever. Just throw it up on the board.
Yeah, but...
right.
I guess their argument was because of historic ties between the two, like how Dorne met. That was Rhaegar's wife. She was Dornish.
Yes. Ellie.
Yeah, I think that's how they tried to keep peace. I think back then.
Elia, right? That was her name. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
one who wasn't a Stark and he wasn't feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, Elliot. Yeah. But anyway, in any event, this character has no name. Like, the only place he showed up was at the end of season 8, when after all that time had passed, and they were gonna I guess execute Tyrion and Jon Snow, I guess, and there was like that council that was sitting there, and that's kind of when what's his name, Bran was sitting there, and but it was basically at the very end, and that Prince of Dorne was just kind of like standing there, but he has no name. He's an unnamed character, and he only showed up for that one episode at the end of the season. But yeah, that's number one. That's number one. This is an unnamed,
riveting,
an unnamed character. But in any event, that's our Game of Thrones news. I'm gonna try and find new Game of Thrones stuff to talk about every week. That's gonna be hard, I imagine. At least until we get closer to the new show that they're gonna do, the House of Dragons series. Once that gets into full swing, and especially once it starts airing, we'll have a lot more Game of Thrones stuff to talk about, I guess. If Gurm actually gets the next book written and published, we'll be able to talk about that, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to read it. I'm pretty sure you two are going to read it as well. So we'll talk about that stuff and see how different it is from the show. But in any event, we're going to keep things rolling and get into our politics discussion. All right. So politics. And, it's that time of year where we all, get happy and joyous. It's that time to pick a president, that exciting time every 4 years when we all just come together in love and camaraderie and it takes a village, as Hillary Clinton once said. And it takes a village.
Yeah, kumbaya, motherfuckers.
I still have a hangover from 2016.
Oh.
I'm still not over that one. And
I know,
like
because it was such a grand party. Like, we just, partied and drank, and, yeah, that hangover. Yeah.
Jesus.
I understand.
I really do feel like we're always talking about elections in this country.
Yeah,
well, yeah, that's
and they're not allowed to even run ads until a month before the shit. So I'm like,
yeah,
it would be so much better if it was like that.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, it's because
I literally still have fatigue from 2000. I'm still it took a while for that to end. Even after I was thinking it was November 4th, I think was that election. It was something around, and I was like, at least whatever happens after today, it's over. And then it was a shit show after that election.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a shit show. So
it was. And I'll tell you, the good thing is it seems like these last 4 years went by kind of fast, or we're approaching 4 years at the end of the year. So, hopefully we're coming up on a change going into 2021.
I don't know.
And the other thing, it seems like everybody's always running in election mode. It seems like there's always somebody running for something, even though
this asshat that we got in office literally never stopped campaigning. That's also what was literally different from ever before. He never stopped campaigning.
Rallies all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And golfing. Lots of golfing.
And tweeting, don't forget that. He tweets every single day. Okay, so my first news item here is about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's going to be facing... Yeah, she's going to be facing 13 challengers to unseat her. I don't think that any of...
a quarter of them former Goldman Sachs executives.
Well,
like all Democrats for her, like just for the primary.
Well, there are 5 Democrats that are challenging her, but only one of them this article actually takes seriously. The rest of them are Republicans, which is just laughable. She beat the Republican in her general election in 2018 by 73 percentage points. So there's not going to be a Republican that's going to win her district. Like it's just
I don't know. I was just curious about because I'm like, why are there so many people running against her? I thought it was Democrats. I have heard she's very well liked in her district.
Is she in the same district where the rent is too damn high, guy? Because if he ran again, watch out.
No, I don't think so. I think his district was in Manhattan, I believe.
I don't know. I just wanted to talk about the rent is too damn high, guy.
Or Brooklyn or Manhattan, but she's in the Bronx, so her district's in the Bronx. Okay, so this article basically kind of talks about how there's a bunch of people that are primarying her. There are like 5 Democrats that are primarying her. One of them is let's see,
former pharmaceutical executive.
Yeah, well, they don't say that. Let's see here. The person the one person that they say that this article, The Guardian, this article's in The Guardian. The one person that they say
capitalist.
Yeah, that they think is going to be a serious challenge to her is this woman named, and let me scroll down to her. Her name is Michelle Caruso Cabrera, and she is a former CNBC correspondent and anchor. Longtime CNBC correspondent.
Difference.
Anchor, right? Yeah. And she published a book in 2011 called "You Know I'm Right: More Prosperity, Less Government," and she's running as a Democrat with a book called "You Know I'm Right: More Prosperity, Less Government."
Well, look. Once Bloomberg jumped out there with all his billions and started running as a Democrat, like he wasn't a Republican the entire time he was in office, anybody thought anybody could get away with anything.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, but she sounds like a Republican, but she's running in Democratic.
Bloomberg is a Republican, and he's running in the Democratic. Yeah. I'm just saying, and he's doing quite well for himself until he got dunked on.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But in any event, So this is what they say about her. They say that.
She does a great interview with Jesus and Miro.
She's a relatively recent Democratic Party member who registered her candidacy last week, and she appears to be preparing a more serious challenge as she seeks to take on Ocasio-Cortez. They do point out in the article there's some couple people that talk about her that says that she has a much more libertarian streak than you would expect in a Democrat. So there are people wondering whether she's going to hide her more libertarian conservative leanings in the primary, because we're not in an era right now where libertarian conservative people are going to succeed in the Democratic electorate. So good luck on you. I think she's gonna get destroyed by
when were we
AOC.
ever?
Well, I'm sure. Well, probably not in the Bronx ever, but I mean, some places in this country, you've got conservative Democrats did make it into Congress. So,
oh well, I mean, you want to talk about Appalachia?
Well, yeah, New York, probably not. Probably not. It's been like decades since a Republican won in the district that AOC's from. So. But yeah, I think all that's going down in flames. I think the Republicans that are trying to run against her or running in the primary to face her in the general are doing it for name recognition alone. Like they're going to get out there and they're running against AOC and people are going to know their name because they're running against AOC. I assume.
Otherwise, raise money off of it. Fundraise.
I really don't
Fox
understand.
News crowd will love it.
I guess, but like, she beat the last Republican by 73%. I don't even understand how Republicans even waste money trying to run a candidate in that district.
Have you seen the lady who's running for mayor here? The Republican?
Oh, good luck.
No.
Good luck. When was... I don't even know when the last time a Republican...
You don't know?
was
You
mayor
haven't
of
seen
Baltimore.
her?
I haven't seen her, but who...
She's a black Trump-loving lady.
Oh, shit. Are you serious? We have those in this city?
You gotta look her up. She doesn't even live in the city. Check
so
this out. You don't have to until you win. Until you win.
Are you serious?
And she has vowed to move to the city if she wins. She lives like out in like Essex, Dundalk like area right now, I think.
God,
like
no.
definitely. Yeah, and she has said, I checked her because I was like, oh, a black like woman. I was like, I'm curious, you know. I was like already like about to support her, but then I was like, hold up. I went to her Instagram. I was like, this is crazy. Like all this pro Trump stuff. Like, yeah, it was weird.
Wow.
But yeah, she's running. She got the Republican. What was it? No, actually, it was just the special election. She has to run again, I think. And no, that was just for Kwesi. She was running in April. Yeah, she'll get the nomination though.
Yeah, of course. If she's black and a Republican, they're gonna roll the red carpet out for her, man. She's a black Republican in Baltimore. They're gonna tell all the other white Republicans in Baltimore, like, nope, you sit down. She's going through.
All seven of them.
Yeah, all 7 of them.
Sit your asses back down in Dundalk and South Baltimore.
Yeah, she's not gonna face any serious challenge. They're gonna be like, yo, put her in the general against whoever. Which, you know, I can kind of see the calculation because the mayor's office right now is
it's
in shambles.
What are you talking about? That beacon of hope, that ray of sunshine in the otherwise blighted town?
Oh man, you know what? I feel for Baltimore, man. I feel for Baltimore.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, yo, but Drew Hill unsung.
Say that again. What happened?
Drew Hill unsung was hot though.
Oh yeah, okay.
Did that help you restore your faith in the city? Was that like a little like?
No, all right. I'm gonna say something. I feel like I failed as a parent a little bit because last night when my son was watching the beginning of Drew Hill Unsung is when he figured out that the park is actually called Druid Hill Park and not Drew Hill Park. But then again, I feel like I succeeded because he found that out 10 years before I did. I had no idea.
You never saw the signs?
Never read them. I grew up like a 10-minute walk from Drew Hill Park.
Oh my gosh.
And never realized it was Druid.
Oh man.
Nobody ever pronounces all those other letters.
You know what's funny though? Like, I didn't grow up here. So like, I pronounce the stuff as you see it written down. And people were like, that's not how you say that. You know, I'm like, oh, really?
I can only imagine.
Like, you know, I see that road that goes from the county into the city called Reisterstown Road. And people are like, it's not Reisterstown, it's Ricestown. Like, what?
Oh, I say Reisterstown.
Where's the T?
Y'all say it wrong. It's Ricestown.
Where's the T at? It's Rice.
You don't say that. You don't say that.
Oh, look, it's Druid Hill Park. Oh, that's Drew Hill. Like, what?
Did you get lost when you first had to try to find Utah Street?
Oh,
because we spell it
E-W-E-U-T. Yeah, what the heck, man? Yeah. First of all, I think the first time I saw it, I was like, how the heck do you say that? Utah Street? Utah? I don't know. So, yeah. So, being from here, I had to kind of learn how to say stuff, or how to, call some of these street names and all that.
That Baltimore, that podcast got mad Baltimore.
Can I say something? I have to correct myself. I don't want to put the there is a black lady running for mayor of Baltimore, but she is not the black lady I was thinking about. The one I'm thinking about is running for Elijah Cummings' seat.
Oh.
That's who I was thinking about. Her name is Kimberly Kalsick.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of her.
Yes. I'm sorry. I don't want to disparage the other woman. I don't know her. She might be okay. Even though she is a Republican, she might be fine.
Oh, so there is
Kimberly.
There still is a black woman
there
Republican
still is,
running for the city.
Yeah.
Just not that one.
Her name is Catalina Bird.
I don't know her.
Yeah. But as she is, that's someone different. I'm sorry, Catalina.
She's like, don't be putting me with that other girl.
I know.
I mean,
I'm sorry to all the people watching this. I was not.
Catalina and her peoples be on the pod, you know what I'm saying, all up in our stream.
I know, right?
We don't want that smoke. Automatic.
Wanted to issue a correction.
All right, so the next piece, got to keep it moving here.
Digital tiki torches.
Hey, remember our last president? Barack
Talking
Obama.
about Ciroc O-Drama?
I was going to say, I definitely remember him. I think about him every day.
Yeah, well.
Miss him.
Well, yeah. A lot of people would get missed if Donald Trump was the president. But, shoot, I mean, I might even say I might miss George Bush.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I agree.
Anyway, so Bernie Sanders, in my opinion, is poised to be the next nominee for the Democratic Party. I think if that happens, I think he has a very good chance of becoming president in 2021. Much to the consternation of the Democratic establishment, if Saturday night, after it was called that Bernie Sanders was going to win, the way MSNBC pundits reacted was priceless. But regardless, there are a lot of centrists and Democratic establishment types that do not want to see Bernie Sanders become the nominee. There's an article on CNN that basically says there's one thing that might slow down Bernie Sanders because everybody kind of has just accepted the fact that Bernie's probably going to be the nominee. But somebody writes a fantasy article about the one thing that could slow down Bernie Sanders would be if Barack and Michelle endorsed someone else other than Barack Obama, and maybe, just maybe, the influence of the Obamas could stop Bernie from becoming the nominee. Real life says that something like that would never happen because, for one thing, I don't believe, and this article says it, that Barack Obama would put his credibility on the line endorsing a candidate that is not the more popular candidate, because if because
hold on, I got something to say here. I got something to say. This is a huge problem. We're going to take on the establishment, and we're going to win. Bernie forever. Bernie now.
Yeah.
Bernie then. Bernie again.
Yes. Exactly. So he wouldn't want to put his credibility on the line, because I don't think that Barack's endorsement of any other candidate would stop Bernie Sanders from becoming the nominee, and that would just make Barack Obama look less influential in the Democratic Party. So I don't think he'll do that.
Let me tell you something. I got arrested with King.
Yes, absolutely.
Did you get arrested? Because I did.
Okay. No, Bernie. No, Bernie.
1968. Okay, all right. I was there. Were you there?
I wasn't there. Bernie, I wasn't there. I was a kid. So, but anyways, yeah. So he's not gonna do that. But the article does the article, in fairness, does say that it probably wouldn't work anyway. And the Obamas have a lot of stuff going on with Netflix and whatever they're doing. I doubt that they would want to get involved in a messy primary, battle.
No. Hold on. You got this all fucked up because they got this thing going on with Netflix. That's not a whole lot going on. They don't want to get the fuck up off of a beach to come back on somebody fucking political stuff. Now, fuck that. They on vacation after being the president for a long ass time, Doug. Well, they just relaxed and hard. They ain't doing a whole lot of work.
I would bet that whoever... this is what I will say. I will bet that when Bernie Sanders becomes the nominee and he's campaigning for president, I bet that the Obamas will be out there campaigning for him. Do I think they're going to do for him like he did for Hillary when he went out there and did like 30 things?
That's how you really feel, son.
But he'll be out there. And that's it for the politics news. So we're going to take a break, and I've got some music. Now, this next piece of music is from a band called Of Men and Wolves, and the lead singer in this is a guy named Tommy Jungberg. Now, I picked this up. It's a hard rock song. One of my favorite like rock bands. I listen to a bunch of different music. One of the ones that I've liked forever is Soundgarden. I really like the lead singer, Chris Cornell. He, rest in peace, the dude committed suicide back in 2017 or 2018. I can't remember. But one of the best frontmen in rock, in my opinion. Probably the best singer in rock, or if not the best, one of the best. Now, this guy's not on his level, but he does have a similar sound. But I'm going to go ahead and get that going for you guys right now. And we're back. So yeah, I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard Soundgarden, but they definitely have or the band that Soundgarden, the lead singer Chris Cornell, he after they did like, I want to say 4 albums, and then they broke up, and the lead singer joined up with the band members from Rage Against the Machine and created a band called Audioslave. So that this song actually kind of sounds like a mix between like late Soundgarden and late, like the last couple albums from Audioslave, kind of. Primarily because of the lead singer. The lead singer in this song sounds a lot like Chris Cornell, and the music is kind of in that vibe, like just the arrangement, the way the music arrangements are in that vibe. But I thoroughly enjoyed that. And so let's get back. So we've got some pop culture news to talk about. First up, this one. Jay, you hipped me to this one because I guess this one was breaking today.
Yeah, my man, my guy.
Drug agents say NFL player Greg Robinson Greg Robinson, an NFL player, he plays for the left Cleveland tackle. Browns. Yeah, left tackle for the Cleveland Browns. Played left tackle for the Cleveland Browns. Was arrested by
Border Patrol, I believe it was.
He was arrested for marijuana possession. 157 pounds of marijuana possession. I guess coming over the border.
Now, folks, let me describe this for you because I saw the pictures. You can find it online. He didn't have this stuff like vacuum sealed and put in a hidden compartment. Nah, he threw that joint in the back of this SUV like he was John Candy going on a camping trip. It was just sitting there, just all laid out in the hot sun.
Yeah. So yeah, here's what it says. So I guess the details of what happened here. So see. So the offensive player Greg Robinson remains in a Texas jail without bond on Wednesday after. Oh no, this is from the 20th. So he remains in jail without bond after federal agents said that they found 157 pounds of marijuana in a rented vehicle in which he and 2 other people were riding. Robinson and Jaquan Tyreek Bray
had to be fucking Jaquan.
Were charged with conspiracy to possess marijuana with intent to distribute. Both were being held without bond, pending an initial appearance before a judge. If convicted, both could be sentenced up to 20 years in federal prison. According to
now, I got so many questions. Well, I thought about this.
Yeah.
Right. That's 156.8 pounds to be precise, right?
Okay.
The value of that much grace is nothing but the signing bonus from his rookie contract. Why would you risk 20 years for the signing bonus from your rookie contract? Bro, you done made like 30 mil.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm just doing this math incorrectly. I'm doing real math and not niggonomics.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's pretty damning here because it says, it's not just the pounds that was found. They said...
They found some scales, didn't they?
Yeah, they found... It says they found... there were several large duffel bags containing marijuana. Also found were glass jars and packaging equipment, along with $3,100 in cash. Agents... Oh, this is even funny. Agents said the unidentified passenger was an Uber driver who also drove and ran errands for Robinson and his family and friends. The passenger showed agents cell phone texts that showed Robinson had offered to pay the passenger to claim ownership of the marijuana, according to the complaint. The text showed the passenger...
My man said, nope.
Yeah.
He right there.
The text showed the passenger refused and would not have made the trip if aware of the drugs in the vehicle. The person was not charged. And then here it says...
But here we go. Whole time he knew exactly what he was doing. Yeah. But once the smoke hit, he said, nigga. He gave him that Clay Davis. Shit. It was him.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. So it says... where does this end up? Robinson, he was drafted 2nd overall in 2014 by the Rams. He signed with the Browns in 2018. The Browns recently informed Robinson's representative they did not intend to re-sign him as a free agent.
Well, he an agent now. That motherfucker ain't free.
Yeah, he's just an agent.
Just an agent. Yeah. The agent number C00985.
Oh.
That's what he is.
Yeah, man. Yo. Okay. So that was interesting.
Exclusive no rights agent.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking, to be honest. I
do.
Okay, what?
I know exactly what he was thinking.
What was he thinking?
All right. So, obviously, this motherfucker didn't save no money. And then Jaquan was like, yo, it's going to be real easy to make this money. He was like, and remember, he been in the NFL all his adult life. He been living a life. He ain't never did no real, shit. So when he told it was going to be easy, he was like, okay, let me call my Uber driver. And he just threw the bags in the back and hopped in the car and said, let's do this. And then when they got pulled over, Uber driver was like, oh, no, dog, I'm just an Uber driver. See, hear my text messages, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to do. He knew the whole time. He was getting paid a grip. But, that's how it went down. It's niggonomics. You don't think through this shit. Somebody tell you it's going to be easy, you just do the shit.
Yeah, the article says the guy, he made about 29 million in his 29.1 million, I think is what it said.
I was close. Career. I said 30. I was only off 900,000.
Wow, man. $29 million, dude. Just chill.
and all the most you was possibly gonna get off of that much grace. Like, I don't know what kind it is. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm saying, so what? Maybe $500,000.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe $750 if it's real premium quality. But that's a signing bonus, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's going straight to jail. Don't pass go. Don't collect that $200.
Yeah, what I wouldn't give to hear the explanation when they go before a judge. Like, now, would you like to give us an explanation for?
Shit. It's gonna be the stupidest shit. I'm trying to tell you.
And you know the judge is just gonna say that just to humor himself or herself. Like, so what's the explanation for 157 pounds of marijuana, 3,100 in cash, and some packaging?
No, but see, y'all missing the point though. Like, because if you're gonna do some shit like this, you at least gonna be like secretive about it or something. Yeah. It was a fucking rental car. That shit was just thrown in the back like it was like a fucking like regular ass road trip, and it ain't even have no tints on the window. You 300 some odd pounds, black man driving through Texas. You just want to be all that visible? And you know you wasn't gonna pick it.
Yeah, and don't forget blatant, clear as day text messages about, hey, let me pay you to take this marijuana.
Take this charge.
Yo, I got like 157 pounds of marijuana. I'll pay you to take it. Like, no, man.
Nope. I'm not going to fuck you in the ass prison for you.
Yep. So, yeah, his career's over, and his life probably.
I've seen Oz. I'm not going for you.
Yeah, there you go.
Only one that ain't fucked in Oz was the motherfucker in the wheelchair.
Yeah. Well, the one thing going for him is he's a big guy, so maybe that'll help him defend himself in prison.
Can he fight?
Hopefully. Let's just say hopefully.
Because if he can't, then he going to be a big teddy bear to somebody.
Yeah, true. All right, so last piece of pop culture news, and this one is pretty cool. Marvel is rumored to take over DC Comics. Not exciting. I find. Could you imagine the mashup between like Spider-Man and Batman? Like
it's gonna be terrible.
Know what I mean? Could you imagine Batman in the MCU?
It's gonna be fucking terrible.
So obviously, what's interesting about this is that DC Comics as a brand is owned by AT&T. I should kind of do this stepwise. So DC Comics is a subsidiary brand of Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is owned by AT&T. Okay, AT&T reportedly wants to get out of the publishing business. So they're considering licensing the DC Comics brand, and I guess they floated licensing it. One of the potential licensors could be, or licensees could be Marvel, which
since they're already good at it.
I mean, yeah, I guess. But the thing about it is it's a license, so like AT&T would get their money up front, and then that would be it. It wouldn't be like, oh, you know, we're gonna get residuals from whatever you guys do.
Like, I mean, if they did do that, the one positive I can see from it is Marvel would never hire Ben Affleck to be a superhero.
Oh no.
That's the one positive I got.
Yeah.
And they won't make any fucking bad, terrible Joker movies.
I haven't seen that movie, so I don't know if it's good or bad from my own.
Oh, you didn't like it?
You know what it seemed like to me? Joker seemed like peak white man. Like, I'm all sad and depressed, and I'm just gonna kill everyone.
I mean, you don't get that vibe from the Joker? Like how he became. Like, I mean, I know. I guess I'm just thinking about the Heath Ledger version of it. Amazing. But like, he seemed really crazy, and I'm like, I could see that dude becoming that dude.
I sat there and saw Dylan Roof.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about in the current one, right? The current.
In the Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. Okay. Like, I mean, like, I see what you're saying, like, from the movie, like, continuum, but I'm like, I'm like, motherfucking bad shit happen to everybody every day. Like, why you got to be a Vegas shooter?
Yeah, I'll have to check the film out so I can.
Why you got to go in the movies in Colorado?
Yeah, but why is the Joker like he is anyway? I mean, like, I can't think of any Joker that's been great for society.
I think the problem
they've been terrible.
I think the problem is like when you
I think that is the Joker. That's the joke. I mean, I thought it was pretty. Yeah, I could see how that person could be the Joker.
I think it's just that because they gave him an origin. Like, if we think about the Joker in the past, nobody really knows where he came from.
Yeah,
like he was a mystery. So it's like, how did this guy get the way he is? But then if you say, "Oh, this is how," then you take all the mystery away from the character, I guess. But I'll have to see the film.
I wasn't impressed with how he got there.
Yeah, like I could tell from the previews and stuff that is like mental illness, or he had like some serious mental issues, and his mom even seemed like she was.
I was gonna say, you gotta admit the mom stuff was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I'll give him that one. Everything else was like, it was just, whatever. Just everyday stuff we all go through. But then the mom stuff kind of threw me. I was like,
I give you that.
I saw it when I was watching the preview clips for that movie. I saw one of the clips was, I guess, the Joker, like, making young Bruce Wayne smile by pulling his, like, mouth apart. In real life, what kid would let some grown stranger put their hands on their mouth? Like, through a gate even. Like, hey, get away from me, creeper. But, but anyways, so this story is, the catalyst for this story is interesting. So DC Comics has gone through like 4 revisions. Like they've done like reboots of their characters and their world like 4 times, to the consternation of comic book fans, of DC Comics fans. So there was a new one that was being rumored by this guy, or being proposed by this guy named Dan Dido, who was, I guess, the kind of like the Kevin Feige for DC Comics. He was like the guy that was over all the comics, right? He got a lot of pushback from the current creators of various books, notably Batman. So one of the things that Dan Dido wanted to do was kind of modernize the characters. So I think he proposed to have a black Batman, is one of the things. And
that would never work anyway.
And the creator of the Batman comics was like, I don't want you touching my book. I don't want you touching my book. I want to continue writing and creating the book that I'm creating. I don't need your new fangled 5G reboot. AT&T said that was rumored to say that they were going to shut down DC Comics if the 5G reboot was unsuccessful. The apparent reality is that they fired Dan Dido recently over this. So the 5G reboot isn't going to happen, and that's when the reports started coming out that they're considering licensing the DC brand because they want to get out of the business of publishing comics altogether. Like, they don't want to have a part in it. So I would imagine that if they license out the comics, they'll probably license out the rights to the films as well, because I can't imagine that they would stop having a hand in the comics but still make movies, especially when their movies for the most part have not been good. Other than like Wonder Woman was good, and from what I hear Shazam was good, and I guess the Joker in general has gotten good critical reviews. But like so
did they not do like Dark Knight and Batman Begins?
Oh, they did, but we're talking about like that stuff is like non-world building. So that was before they decided that they wanted to do what Marvel was doing.
Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, because I was about to say those were excellent.
Those were
those that had but those weren't a part of continuity. Those were just standalone.
They were their own little story. And the news came out that back then they wanted Christopher Nolan to actually like be part of that, doing something like that, and he was like, no, I'm just going to tell these 3 stories and I'm done. But like the Superman movie was okay. The first Superman movie was okay. The Justice League movie was not good. The Batman versus Superman movie was not good. The Suicide Squad was not good. Birds of Prey just came out. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's the worst Warner Brothers DC film that they put out.
I heard it made Suicide Squad look decent.
It's so bad. And then so now I'm like, they still have. Actually, I will say, and Aquaman was not bad either. I enjoyed Aquaman.
It was alright. I'm like, how bad do you have to fuck up a movie when a Will Smith movie bombs? There's only been like 2 of those in the last 20 years. It was that fucking movie when he was on that planet by himself with his kid and Suicide Squad. Yeah. Only 2 movies he's been in that bomb in 20 years.
Well, what about Bright? That Netflix film. That one I heard was not good either.
Bright did good enough to get Netflix subscribers. Okay. That's all they needed for.
That's all they needed for. Yeah, so, I mean, listen, I think it would be awesome for Marvel to kind of like, in a sense, handle DC Comics. Like, I don't think that it would all of a sudden all these characters would become part of the MCU or be in DC or be in Marvel Comics. I think they would still keep it separate. But I think if Kevin Feige started making movies in the DC universe, I mean, you're talking about way better movies for one thing. And Marvel. I just
think it'll be DC movies shot in like a Marvel style.
Yeah, I would imagine that they would definitely take on that feel.
Which is basically like it's just like one giant franchise. That's why I hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah. I mean, there is a argument to be made that this should not that Marvel should not be allowed to run DC Comics. There is an argument that you can make for that.
I'm making it now. Damn it.
Yeah. Yep. So that's it for our pop culture news, and now I got a piece of weird, some weird stuff to. Let me see if I can find it here. So, okay. All right. Okay. All right, so a weird piece. Oh, and the picture on this is interesting. Okay, so
I like this.
It fits
family.
The theme.
Yeah. So Otter breaks into Florida living room. Oh, and they just put an ad on here. Okay, Otter breaks into Florida living room, attacks girl and dog. And this is on the cron.com.
Are otters violent like that? Like, Jesus.
And what kind of dog did they have?
A little one?
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I feel like the dog should have took the otter out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
I need more details.
Okay. So, here's it. Okay, so,
they had a Pomeranian.
Yeah, right.
And a child, and a girl
so
child.
a family from Lakeland, Florida is recovering
Lakeland.
from the shock of a close encounter with an otter.
I didn't even know Florida had otters.
Yeah,
Me neither, for real. I just learned that.
Florida's got everything, as we learned from weird news stories. I mean, let's see. It went into rampage inside their home. The Ewert family, EWERT, describes it as a crazy otter that had to be wrestled and tossed from their home.
Oh my!
Wrestled and tossed.
They tossed it. I would have killed it. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that.
Wait, this Florida did not.
I'd had some otter boots. We'd have been eating some otter tonight. Goddammit!
What's that?
Rampage in the house. You going on the skillet?
I know, that's a little wild.
What is that? What is that? That group that is against violence to animals? They're coming for you.
I hate them.
PETA, they're coming for you, Erica. You said
I hate them. Calm.
Hey yo, throw that paint on my fur if you want. Something gonna happen to you next.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're even against like people owning pets.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah, like they even like, because like I see animal lovers like donating to them, and I'm just like, why? They don't want you to have pets.
It's like, thank you for your money. Now free your pet, you slave driver.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, all pets should be free.
Yeah.
My little cat lives like a princess. I mean, she lives wonderfully.
If I still had a dog, I was sick of them. Peter, like, do you like this one, motherfucker?
I mean, I understand when you have like pets. I mean, you have pet owners that are terrible to their pets. Like those people. Shouldn't be having pets, but most people.
God damn it, you have parents who are terrible to their children. Man. The whole human species is kind of fucked up.
Peter's like, I don't care about the kids, but the animals. We don't care about you kids, the animals. One recent morning, Cassina Ewart heard her daughter Gwyneth screaming and ran to help her. She'd been bitten by an animal that attacked the family dog, Scooter.
Oh my god.
The dog's name is
a direct result of their support for Trump.
Wait, here's what the girl said. She goes, I was just screaming and
we don't know that.
Gwyneth, and what's the other name?
Wait,
what's the other name?
The mother's name is Cassina.
She got a mega head right now.
Well. So the daughter said, I was just screaming and hoping, Mom and Dad, please wake up. Please wake up. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Oh my god.
Then he says,
this sounds terrible.
I want me a guard idol now.
Yeah, right. Jesus Christ.
You built a dam for me and defend it to death.
Yeah. So the mother says, I knew we had to immediately treat the rabies situation. I thought that might come up, so our first instinct was to go to the ER. It took 3 days and nights of searching, but the otter was found in a joint effort by the Polk County Sheriff's Office and Florida Fish and Wildlife. Now the family is less anxious about going outside, and Gwyneth has recovered well from the bite. But here's the thing, though.
What happened to Scooter?
Oh, here, wait. Wait. Here says it.
That's the thing.
Here's what it says. Then a couple paragraphs down, it says, the daughter says the scar from her bite is healing nicely, and then it says, but the story behind the scar is still a shock, just as it was the moment they realized the animal hissing in their living room was likely the same one they and others in the neighborhood saw swimming in nearby lakes several times over the past 6 months. So an otter in their living room hissing attacked a dog, and then I guess the girl tried to intervene and the otter bit her. And then the one thing that's missing in here is who the heck wrestled and threw out the otter? Who did that?
And what happened to Scooter? Because whole time you said Scooter took it first. We don't give a fuck about Scooter no more.
Yeah,
like Did they try to help? I got questions.
And what happened to that otter? Because they were just like, the otter was found.
Yeah, the otter, we found him, and you know.
I mean, you know how it is. You know how it is down there. They found him.
Oh, the otter killed
for Otter. You know what I'm saying?
The otter actually killed the dog in the neighborhood. Oh wait, no, I think Scooter is dead.
Damn!
Oh my god!
R.I.P. for Scooter. You feel me? He went out like a G. Trying to say, yeah.
Wait.
Scooter was a real one. Scooter was a real one.
Jeez, that is traumatizing.
It says It says wildlife. Wait, it says wildlife officer said the otter killed a second dog in the neighborhood.
Another one, goddamn!
Oh my god!
This otter's about that work.
Terrible.
They also said otters can be vicious and people should not approach them. So there you go.
I mean, he walked in their living room.
Right? I said Otter rolled up in their spot.
Wait, I'm gonna pull up a picture of an otter here.
I know what an otter looks like.
They? I didn't think they were that big.
But I know, but
they can weigh. I think can they weigh like 20 pounds? That's a good amount of weight.
That's a small dog. I feel like I would like. I feel like I would.
They got the big ass teeth out the front that they bite the wood with. They get that right on you. Just
that's good. Ugh. It's probably heavier than 20 pounds. They're like this big, right?
Hold on.
You can tell we come from a city folk. Yeah,
I know, right?
About this here.
They look like this big in relation to the logs, and then their tails look like that big. Like
and did these people not have a? Did Gwyneth not have a bat? Maybe she's gonna say Scooter had a bat.
Where was the gun?
Oh, you know they got hella guns.
All right.
Yeah.
If you're on the stream, I just put up pictures of some otters, and I'm like, really?
Jesus.
Like I would have just.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? When I lived with my father, God damn it, if a couple of times we saw otters in his front lawn going back to like the creek behind us, we was in danger of our lives.
Oh yeah, there they are. They look so cute.
Yeah, right.
Until they kill your scooter.
Oh, I would never touch one. Like I never even go near one. I've learned my lesson. I got plucked by a chicken, or what is it? He just like clucked at me or pecked at me. He pecked at me. I don't even know the word. One time in Key West, I was trying to take a picture with it, and he just like pecked me. They have wild chickens.
I was like, I got bit by a duck.
See, yeah,
you got bit by a duck.
One wild animal, you're like, no.
Duck some bread. So you try to feed the duck some bread, and the duck was like, "Now fuck that, homie, run the whole loaf." And then when it took the loaf and ran away.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Well,
yeah.
That was definitely some weird news.
Always Florida.
Yeah, Florida is one weird place.
How old was the kid? Did they say?
It doesn't say.
I'm just curious.
Let me double check.
And what breed was Scooter?
What breed? It just.
And how old was he?
Right.
And what did he enjoy doing?
Let me see.
This is an important question.
About his life.
How many litters did he leave behind?
Yeah, it doesn't say.
He was fixed.
It doesn't say how old. It doesn't say how old the girl is. It doesn't say how old the dog is. It doesn't say what type. What it just
maybe
says,
to protect her identity because she's a minor.
Because I'm like, if Scooter was a Pomeranian, I'm like, cool, Otter, you won that. But if Scooter was a Doberman, I'm like, what the fuck is up with you, Otter? Why is you attacking Doberman and win?
There's a picture of the girl.
Oh, she's kind of old.
So.
Wait. I guess when the otter went up on you like that, things change.
Wow.
I would say she's probably like 10 or 11, I guess.
Yeah, I was expecting like 6.
No,
I thought she was gonna be like a little girl.
It sounds like she was a little girl, but no, she looks like she's a little bit older.
Cause my kid, if he was in that situation, he's about that age. He would say, I can already see it. He know he can't cuss, but he would run. He would scream, and he would run up to me with that fuck that look like you got to take care of that. That's beyond my pay grade.
Oh, man.
He would ask for permission to cuss.
He would. He would.
He'd be like, "Can I say something?"
Can I say?
Yeah, he would. He'd be like, "It's really important. You need to hear this. Can I just say what I have to say? It's some shit out there that's real wild, Dad. You need to take care of this shit." That's how it would go down.
You know it's serious when you ask permission. I think I did that like 3 times in my life. It's like, I got something to say. Can I say it?
He got one. He actually got one in the bag because I gave him permission. He was like, I can save it this time because I can let my cousin tell you. I was like, oh.
Smart kid.
But yeah, craziness.
Way to bargain his curse words.
That's essentially our show, though.
That's growing up black.
Yeah.
You know.
This is essentially our show number 2.
All right, it's in the bag.
Is in the bag.
So was that was seamless?
Yeah, we're about to close it out now.
As seamless as it could get today, I suppose.
All right.
So, in any event, we're ready to close. So with that being said, it was great having you guys on the show. We'll be back next week. have some more news items to talk about. More Game of Thrones news. Hopefully, that stuff's kind of getting scant. But is there anything you guys want to say before we get out of here?
Nope, we out.
Have a good week.
All right. Take it easy, folks. And we are out.
A Flood of Talk is a 2 Cent Planet production. Go to 2centplanet.com for other shows and articles.